This energy is intense for me. I know there's a lot of I did a lot of releasing today and I got a lot of clarity. I went to nature today. Ugh, I cannot. I'll call you later. And I'm sorry, just in case if that's annoying for you. This is just gonna be a whatever comes out reading. Okay. So welcome you guys. This is Path 33 Tarot. I am your girl Aglai. If you guys are interested in a personal reading with me, Reiki healing, chakra healing, or you need some assistance in your life in any way, spiritually, some type of guidance based on my experiences and any downloads that I receive, I would love to connect with you and share that with you. Currently, the readings are at a discounted rate. So take advantage, okay? It will not be like that for long. You got a little bit of while, but starting January 1st, 2024, things will be different, okay? So take advantage. It will go up. Let me know what's going on right now with this energy. Whoever resonates with this, 8 of Cups with the Empress. And keep in mind, there are some cards that have nudity that I will not be showing, obviously, but I will call it out, okay? It's about 6, I think, in the deck. With the Fool card at the bottom of the deck, maybe there's like heavy grief. Wow, I'm even holding my breath. Okay. You're going through some type of shift right now, a change, heavy grief. I feel like you're grieving your old self because of the Empress here. I feel like you're now honoring who you really are, what you really are, which is a high spiritual being, someone who's connected, someone who is worthy of everything that you do want, right? Maybe some of you possibly have been going through a lot of heartbreak back to back, and it's kind of like you're tired of going through that. You're shedding old timelines, you're jumping, you're taking a leap, all right? You're jumping timelines. There was a video, I forgot who that was for. I was saying you're choosing a dimension in which you are more in alignment with what you want to experience, and you're leaving everything behind and you're taking a leap on that dimension. I forgot which sign that was. It could have been Taurus or Virgo, I'm not sure, but there is something that you're leaving. Perhaps you're leaving family, you're leaving loved ones, you're leaving a lot. 8 of Cups, yeah, 5 of Pentacles. You're also leaving those energies. It's crazy because it's like maybe at one point they were something that I think it's because it's comfortability, familiarity. It's something that you've always been used to, people you've been used to. So family, friends, loved ones that's been in your life, but you've always felt left out in the cold. And it's funny. I was inspired to do a video to talk about on my other channel, my MidPoint channel, to talk about you know how people portray a certain type of relationship with you in public, and it's completely different behind closed doors. Like, people are your friend on your DM and your text messages. They may call you and it's like private, right? But they're not your friends in public. They're not promoting your business. They're not donating. They're not on the same energy frequency. Okay. So it's like 1 minute they're talking shit about you, or you don't know what they're doing behind your back. They may not even be supporting you, or they're not standing up for you when you're not there, right? But in your face and in the DMs, they're all your best friends, right? But then out in public, they don't even know you. So I feel like this is just energy of leaving Ace of Pentacles. This energy of leaving 5 of Pentacles to the Ace of Pentacles. You're leaving what no longer serves you. You're leaving constantly feeling like you're not good enough, constantly feeling like something's wrong with you, or you've been left out or something like that, when really people are just really jealous of your light. Some people, it may not just be jealousy. Some of you could be dealing with people don't like the fact that you've changed, or they don't know who you are now, right? And they're still attached to a certain ideology that supports them, which is a different version of yourself, a version that you used to be, but now you are not that version. So Yeah, I really feel like I should also share this on my MidPoint channel, which I may do. I usually don't like to cross the two, but perhaps somebody needs to hear it. So yeah, okay, maybe I'll do both. That just happened. um Hi MidPoint channel crew. I know a lot of you know I do tarot. I was actually doing this video for my other channel, but we're here now. But anyway, I don't want to do any cuts, so let's just go straight into it. So if a lot of you are feeling like, you know, exactly what I'm just saying, there's changes going on energetically, planetary changes that are affecting you, or even it's just time for a change on a atomic level, on a cellular level, and you feel that, and it's kind of like frustrating, or it's sad, or it's heavy, you don't really understand what's going on. It could be because you're still tethering to a certain aspect of yourself that you are no longer in alignment with. Okay, your new self, a new timeline of your new self is calling for you to be more in alignment with that and to release your old self. So sometimes, yes, we grieve relationships, exes, lost ones, family members, friends we no longer have, jobs we no longer have, positions we no longer are in, homes blocks, neighborhoods we're no longer in, right? But we also forget that, and I've learned this too recently, we grieve our old self. A certain aspect of the way that you showed up is no longer like what you try to, like how you were behaving, thinking, your habits, your thoughts, your actions, the way you were presenting yourself. It's kind of like you're releasing the mask, you're taking off the mask, but it's not like it's a mask. It's almost like a mask others put on to you. So now you're starting to realign yourself with your true self. So, but you're still tethered, you're still attached to that old self. So some of you could be grieving your old self because your new self does not require any of those aspects of the way that you perceive things, the way you spoke, the way you showed up, the things that you were doing or investing your time into. It could be friends, the things that you're watching, and the foods that you're eating. Things are completely changing, right? So you could definitely be grieving that aspect of yourself. Some of you could still have certain things that are showing up as addictions in your life, or maybe it's shedding a light on addictions now because you've been, you know, consuming it for so long that now you're being required to stop consuming it, or at least to be more balanced with it, not consume it all the time. And now you're seeing how challenging that is. So you're also being faced with yourself and seeing certain things that you do need to release, certain addictions, certain behaviors, certain habits. And you also get to implement new behaviors, new habits as well. So you could be more in alignment with what it is that you're doing. So I am doing a tarot reading, and it is assisting with this message. So I really hope this message brings some type of clarity for you if you are going through some type of upheaval. Okay. So a lot of you are leaving those kind of situations that at one point possibly felt very comforting, familiar. 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups just means like 10 of Cups is like the best, next to the Ace of Cups, of course, is one of the best cards that you could get. 10 of Cups is like equal give and take, loving, happy life, happy relationships, love relationships, friendships, family relationships, you know what I mean? And it was at an 8, so maybe it wasn't a full 10, but it was damn close, right? But now you're leaving that and you're moving forward because it was still attached to not feeling good enough. 5 of Pentacles, you see this person is out in the cold. Your money possibly was just kept on going up and down because you weren't really grounded or stable within yourself, because you always felt like you weren't enough. So maybe you were indulging and overspending and buying things impulsively to just support yourself, to feel grounded, to feel worthy, right? So you may see that, man, I got to get better with my money. I got to get better with, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of shadow work right now. Okay. So if you are going through that, feels you. Okay. I feels you, but you're leaving that and you're making a choice. What I love about this so far is that the 2 bottom cards, 8 of Cups with the 5 of Pentacles, is like very dark, shadow, heavy, hard to transition into, not hard, challenging to transition into. but you're choosing better for yourself, because now you're starting to see that you are an empress. You are someone that is deserving of that. You are loving. You deserve to get love. You are giving. You deserve to be given to. You're not supposed to be left out in the cold. You're not supposed to have people that don't understand you. You need people that celebrate you. So you get to find more like-minded individuals, more support, more of your team, more of your crew. And then you also get to give that love to yourself that you've been overgiving, oversharing to others as well. You got to set boundaries, start saying no, and start doing things for yourself. And it may seem challenging right now because it looks like others are doing the opposite of that. It looks like more people are connecting, more people are doing certain things for each other that is like very amicable that you wish you could do. And maybe financially you can't, or emotionally you choose not to, because right now you're giving to yourself. And that's okay. I want you to know that that's okay. All right. You don't have to be so hard on yourself. It's better to have a overfilling cup before you give than to feel like this trying to give an Ace of Pentacles. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not going to work. You're going to put yourself back in that Five of Pentacles, feeling sad, regret, down, not good enough, left out every time, because if you feel like you keep being abandoned or neglected or overlooked or whatever, it's because you're abandoning yourself. You're overlooking yourself. You're neglecting yourself, right? And you can't keep giving to those that just want to keep taking. And then on top of that, they're being fake about it outside to others. And they don't know the truth, but you do, because you're inside, and it's because like you're being hidden as well, So pay attention to that. The sun wanted to come out. You're getting illuminated about this right now. Yeah, it's Queen of Swords, and you're setting boundaries. You're speaking up for yourself. Wow. Which is really a great position to be in. It really is, because it's you're standing up for yourself. So you're going to attract people that stand up for themselves, and that also is going to stand up for you. You're loving yourself. You're choosing yourself. You're choosing to work with spirit, with the divine. You're choosing better for yourself. And because of that, you're also going to attract that same matching energy. All right. Let's see what else. So thank you guys for tuning in. I won't make this too long, but actually this is just like you're this is happening right now live. I didn't think about it. It just is. Queen of Cups, exactly. Like I said, Queen of Cups is all about choosing yourself, loving on yourself. What's at the bottom? Shadow moon card. And the funny thing is we just saw the sun. So the sun and the moon, very balanced here. And that gives me like feminine and masculine energy within yourself. You're balancing that out. Maybe the masculine energy was toxic. I don't want to say toxic, but was imbalanced. You were overgiving to others and not to yourself, not setting boundaries for yourself, not protecting yourself, right? So now you're learning how to do that. And then the funny thing is, as you're learning how to do that, now you're getting backlash, or you're feeling the resistance from other people that are used to you behaving a certain way. And now that you've changed, or you are changing, which is already challenging for you, you see how that's even more resistance. So I just challenge you to surrender. Okay. Everything is surrender. Be in a state of peace and love and surrender, and everything is going to work out. Everything is going to fall into place. The moon also talks about things that are hidden that you don't see. And look what's at the bottom, the 10 of Cups. Okay. And like I'm telling you, the more you put into yourself, the more that you see you are in alignment with your purpose, with giving to yourself, with manifesting a new beginning for yourself. You possibly have never walked this path before, and it's exciting, but it's scary. It's lonely, but you're not alone. It's a weird place to be, but it's also an empowering place to be. It's like you're meant to be here. And maybe the more challenging it is, I feel like you were meant to be here I don't want to say a long time ago, but a little while ago, right? So you get to just give yourself some grace throughout this transition, and also allow space for others to be okay with that change in you, okay? To eventually accept it for themselves, right? Because if we limit them by saying, well, people don't appreciate the change that I'm going through. People are not supporting me. People are not, well, release that, because although it could be true, you want to still allow the grace and the space for them to step into that, so they can do that for themselves and do that for you. And you release that. It's not something that you're attached to. You just allow them grace and space, right? It's kind of like, oh, this person is always doing something to me. But if you don't allow the space for them to step up to see, it's like if you have a child and you're always telling them what to do, you're never going to give them an opportunity to choose and think for themselves, to know what to do based on your teachings, and that way you kind of stifle them instead of allowing them to make the choices, make the differences, to utilize their brain power and to, take the action for themselves. If you keep telling them, it's like they will forever be a child up until adulthood, where now they're looking to others for guidance and assistance. And that kind of external validation really keeps an individual in a very small, undeveloped state, mentally as well as emotionally. Okay. I'm curious to know what this moon is. Yeah, you're no longer, if you're feeling stuck right now, you're not going to be stuck anymore. Okay. The Hangman is in the reverse. You've become illuminated about this position. Yeah. When it comes to 5 of Cups energy, possibly just always being in disdain energy or sad or regret over, like I said, grief, things that has been lost, right? It's like the things that you're used to, they're no longer supporting you. They're no longer working. Relationships are over. Friendships are over. Certain jobs you cannot, it doesn't feed your soul. It doesn't support you, even if it pays you good, right? And I know some people watching this is like, I don't know what she's talking about. It pays me good. I'm staying. That's all good. That's all good. If that's your choice, if that's your walk, congratulations. But there's other people that are like, to be honest, I've been getting really good money, but everything else just doesn't feel right. Because a lot of people right now, if you're not yet, I'm sure you will be, or maybe you won't. But there's energy changing, shifting right now, and it could be affecting you in a way where it's calling to a deeper sense of you inside of you, right? For you to step into doing things more in alignment with that. So if you're doing things or being with people, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of breakups going on. That's not by coincidence, okay? If it's not in alignment, it's gonna fall apart. It's gonna constantly make you feel like this, okay? You're constantly giving and it's just not good enough. You're gonna feel not good enough. You're not going to be celebrated. You're not going to be promoted. You're not going to be supported. You're always going to be overlooked. You're always going to be manipulated, lied to, whatever. But now when you start to give that to yourself, you start to listen to your soul, your heart, you start to really align your chakras and move in accordance to your spirit and to where you are being guided, not just for the money, but more so for where your spirit is guiding you, what it is that you do want to leave behind. What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? Like, oh, they were rich, they had money. There's nothing wrong with that. But what did you do with that position? You know what I'm saying? So I see a lot of you are becoming very clear on that and seeing that you are going through grief, but it's really a process of releasing your old self. And then you got the 10 of Pentacles, I'm telling you, and that's also a family card. 10 of Cups is love, family. 10 of Pentacles is family. It could be new job. It could be new work. It could be new money. Okay. And that's what I'm saying too. When your heart is more in it, and you've been hearing this for a long time, when your heart is more in it, you become a lot more successful. Okay. I'm seeing community. Maybe you need to get more involved in the community, or maybe you're going to attract to you community that is more like you, that thinks more like you, more people that you want to work with. I remember even working in my nursing field, there's times where I was there. I used to work nights for 13 years, and I used to sit there more recently than the past few years, more the recent years, maybe 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, man, I have so much brain power that I could do so much more. I could do so much more, and I think little by little, that voice just got louder and louder. And it was like, you have a voice, you have skills, you have experiences. Lord knows I got some experiences, right? especially in the heartbreak edition. All right, I'm about to write the Heartbreak Hotel edition, emotional self-mastery part 1. All right, and don't take that because that's mine, and I just said it in the video. All right, just to share based on my experiences. You know, and I would love to collaborate with a few people just to talk about it and build together, because that's one thing that I see that we're always still missing, the inability to have conversation around finances, although I do see that is shifting and growing, which I'm grateful for, and as well as the ability to communicate clearly between feminine and masculine energy and create a more synergistic co-creative effort and environment to build together. So, and I see that is also changing too, but we also get together. Why did I say that like that? We also get together. We get together. My apologies. In person. Okay. All right. What else we got? But I see you're attracting that. Okay. And you deserve that. You deserve that. Ooh, Ace of Wands. Like I said, Ace of Wands is all about following your passions, listening to spirit. Like, this is spirit's hand. This is God's hand. This is source hands, creator. Okay. Creator of all creations. Okay. Talking about, do you want to take the baton to your next journey? Yes. 5 of Swords. Yes. Okay. By any means necessary. Yes. Ooh, with a Judgment. So it is done. And so it is. And so it is. And you don't want anything less than that. You're not, it's like you've gone through something for so long. You couldn't even, if you were to go back now, it would be like sacrificing yourself and being aware of it. It's one thing to sacrifice yourself, walk over a ditch, and you get caught and you didn't even know that's what was going on. It's a whole nother thing when you know you walking to go and sacrifice yourself. You're like, no. That not make it. We are not doing that. I'm back on Versace. You know, that's just Creole for I cannot do that, honey. My love. She do. Okay. No. Nay, no. I don't know how many ways I could say it. All right. So let's just pull out some type of like more messages. Ooh, and then we're gonna do a sacred spirit for everybody and then close it out. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hit the like button. Thank you for watching. This is a little bit different on this channel if you're on the MidPoint channel, but if you are on my Path 33 tarot channel, you know, this is just another video, another spiritual message video. All right. Give me one for the collective or whoever needs this message, whoever's watching this. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Okay. And solar plexus energy. This is just you learning that you can't blame anybody for where you are not. You can't blame anyone for the things that you don't have, the people that you're not surrounded by, because after a certain age, right, you got to take complete accountability for yourself. And then another thing with that, you also, don't get me wrong, there has been wrongdoings towards you as well. You keep people accountable. That's number one, right? But also keep yourself accountable for accepting those contracts. And then you get to move to the next stage, which is forgiveness of them, but more importantly, forgive yourself, right? And then have compassion and then acceptance. So that way you can accept this new version of yourself as an empress, as an emperor, you know, embodying the entire holistic aspect of yourself. I used to do fitness after I got my nursing license. So I went from nursing to fitness. I went from dancing to nursing to fitness and to spirituality, more healing, Reiki, tarot, stuff like that, and the occult, so to speak. And it's interesting the way my life unraveled, because it's kind of like I literally tapped into all the 4 corners, right? Like physical, mental, emotional, and now spiritual. So I think it's kind of cool how that happens. So maybe that's something for you also. You're realizing in order for me to be whole, I have to take accountability and build that up for myself. I choose to no longer blame anybody else, because I have all the knowledge that I need as far as like to get me to the next level to learn more, right? And that's what we do every single day. We have the power to choose. You choose how you want to show up. You choose with who you want to show up. And then you also surrender a lot of things. So it no longer tethers to you or hold, like you can't blame anybody. If certain, you're not going to please everybody. I'm not going to please everybody. And to be honest, like that shit is draining. So, um, been there, done that, but I think it's because of a cultural thing I grew up on, being Haitian. But when you become a lot more aware of yourself as a spiritual being, what it is that you do want to leave behind, you just take a leap. And it's easier said than done. It took me a while to take that leap, but more and more, the more I continue to walk that path, after taking the leap, the more supported I feel. You know, either if that's from my guides or from like-minded individuals that I'm meeting more often every day. There's no struggle, although it's a path that I never took before. So that could be the same thing for you. You're being called to take a new path and you know what it is, or at least you have an idea of how to start, right? But like I said, you're walking towards that, which is good, but you're still releasing and grieving old aspects of you that no longer serve you. Give us two more. Is this two? Grief. What I've been saying. This whole video, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it, because it also not only developed you into understanding who you are now, your talk, your walk is different because of the things, the person, place, or people that you've lost, including aspects of yourself. We have to shift. One thing that is inevitable, that's change and death, right? And death is like, change is like a softer aspect of death. It's still under the umbrella of death to me, right? So also being okay with that process, surrendering that process. It's funny, if the next card is a red card, this is hitting all the lower chakras. And that's the solar plexus, dealing with courage, masculine energy, getting out there, doing some work for yourself, protecting yourself. This is dealing with your soul. This is dealing with, you know, your first mind. This is dealing with power, your own personal power, right? And then orange is dealing with the sacral chakra. So that's feminine energy, being creative, having relationships, healthy relationships, both from the same sex or the opposite sex, and being out there and actually creating something that you want to create in your life. So if the next one is the root chakra, red, it's like really clearing out any type of negative attachments, or I don't even want to say negative, old attachments, okay? Because negative and positive both serve us, right? Something horrible happened to you, it served you for the better, as well as something positive happening for you. So I'm going to say old, something that no longer serve you. You're going into, it's kind of like going to a new age. You just turn a year older, right? But you're not older like 19 Keys would say. Shout out to 19 Keys. But it would be more like you're stepping into a new dimension that you've never been in, a new age that you've never been in. But I'm just saying that, like, you have to release these old energies that are still stuck in these lower chakras, right? Because you have to transition and go through the gateway of the heart, which is the middle chakra, which is green, to go and be able to access the higher 3 other chakras. So you're eliminating old aspects and residues, I should say, from the 3 lower to walk through the gate of who you really are, so that you can experience the higher 3 chakras, if that makes sense to you guys. That makes sense. It makes sense. Oh, okay. It's still orange, but still, whatever. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. A lot of grief, a lot of grief, a lot of grief, a lot of blame, a lot of regret. Maybe you regret certain ways that you, like I said, maybe you actually participating in these contracts that made you feel like, you know, you weren't worthy, you weren't supported, you weren't loved. And now you kind of have to like release that aspect of yourself too. It's kind of like slight martyrism I'm getting, but also those energies, I feel like it was projected onto you. That's not who you are, okay? And that's why it's very important to learn how to sit with yourself and identify the emotions that you're feeling, write them down so that whenever we label something, this is a card, right? This is a crystal. This is a, I don't know, supplement, but this is for, like, whenever we label something, a remote control, a phone, we automatically put it in a box. And when you put it in a box, we cannot change the definition of what we give it, and it cannot operate outside of the confinement of the definition that we gave it. So it's kind of like that. You know, if you're putting yourself in a box of who you used to be, it's kind of hard to remove yourself out of that. So that's what you're releasing, because a lot of these contracts that made you feel this way, you participated in, but you also get to remember that this is also working for your highest good. So that's what is assisting you in being able to release this a lot more smoother. I know it's challenging right now, and there's a lot of planetary changes perhaps right now you may be feeling that is shedding light on that. But if you're able to see it, you're able to go through it, right? If you're able to feel it, you're also able to grow through it. And I strongly believe that. All right, you write down the emotion, you shed a light on it, that way you can see it. When you title it, you can see it, and then you can release it or give it another title. Just the other day, I was speaking to someone else, a friend, and the word failure came up, and I'm like, man, that word is such a harsh word. You know, a lot of the words in the English dictionary, in the English language, is their spells, you know, they're very harsh words. And there's other ways that you can choose to define something. You don't have to stick to what is told to you. Go look it up. You might find 9 times out of 10 it has like 3 other definitions anyway, right? So you get to find the right words to utilize and to really accept and even just redefine certain things. This is a great way to start to shifting and reprogramming yourself, which allows you to reprogram definitions of yourself, right? Especially if you're trying to release old aspects of you that is no longer serving you. So if you are going through any type of lower chakra energy where it's affecting your ability to be courageous right now, or to develop healthy relationships, or to maintain healthy relationships, or you see all your relationships are falling apart, or you're going through grief, not only of releasing old past lovers, friends, family members that has passed or transitioned, and even aspects of yourself, just know that you're not alone, and just know that you could do the work. Start journaling those feelings, listen to some chakra frequency music, and usually what happens is either during your sleep or during your meditations, or even listening to those frequency sounds, things start to come up, and those are signals and signs that you get to pay attention to let you know, like, hey, this is something you should work on. You thought about this person in the past that did this to you. Oh, wow, like, I didn't even know that was still in there. I thought I kind of released that. You probably forgot about it, or maybe you buried it, but you damn sure did not release it, right? And that's probably why grief and regret is coming up. It's like, man, I wish I didn't go through that. I wish I didn't put myself through that, or I wish I didn't agree to that. Or maybe even if you do have an opportunity to experience something new, someone new, it's kind of challenging for you to release old aspects of yourself, or you're replaying certain things from the past in your present, when you actually have brand new opportunities here given to you by spirit, because you've already gone through that. You've already learned that. The only thing you need to do right now is release that aspect of you that feels like you're still going through that. Learn the lesson, and then embrace this new beginning, this new energy, this new you, because you damn sure deserve it. Okay, you deserve all the great things that you choose to experience in this life and more. I want that for you, and I want that for me as well. All right, so this was kind of cool. This was like impromptu, done by spirit. I was not trying to post this on MidPoint. I was actually going to do a whole nother video. It's funny because I was going to do another video for MidPoint, and I guess it was just like, and I was like, oh, okay, I see myself here. I just went with it. So I hope you guys like this. Give it a like, If you would like, make sure, you know, go visit me at my other channel, Path 33 Tarot. Other than that, keep doing the work. You're not alone. All right. Share this to someone that may need to hear it, because I know it's challenging where we're going through changes. Sometimes we think something's wrong with us, and not necessarily. There's nothing wrong with you. It could just be, it's just certain old aspects of you that you still need to release with love. Thank you for all those coffees. Thank you for all of those weed. Thank you for that experience, that heartache, that heartbreak, that lack, that whatever it is that you still need to release. Thank you for the procrastination. Thank you for me blaming other people. Thank you for, you know, I choose to now release everybody from my past that ever caused this, blah, blah, blah. I choose to release myself and to forgive myself as well. And I now step into a new empowered state of mind, right? You speak love into yourself. Speak to yourselves. Your cells are listening to every single thing that you say. So with every negative thought, every negative word, okay, every negative action, let me not say negative, any disharmonious thought, action, or habit that you may have said towards yourself, just say cancel and then change that, because your cells are listening. And anytime they're listening, they listen to your command. Remember, as Morpheus would say, the body cannot live without the mind. Okay, so if your mind is directing your body to go a specific way, to do a specific thing, feel a certain way, it will do just that. So take control of your mind. Release the old and embrace the new. It's challenging right now, but the energies are here to support it. You can do it. I'll see you guys later.